Tyrant, stop! You're high. You're 1 mile high in the sky. Hey guys, it's Tyrant, and welcome to What If Sasuke Died? Part 3. You guys really seem to like this What If. And I have a surprise for you. I have another one planned that is not this one. I can't give away details just yet, but I can say it does involve singling out Sasuke once again. But for now, let's continue this What If instead. After all, things are only going to get more and more batshit insane from here on out. In the last part, we started off right where the last one began, in Tazuna's village after Naruto defeated Gato and his goons. This single event got the attention of a lot of people, a lot of very strong people I might add. In addition, Sakura has been getting stronger, along with Naruto albeit, but still, she is definitely getting stronger. In addition, we also get the early introduction of Sai. Adding on to this train of insanity, Naruto is now rivals with Lee, after getting his ass handed to him. On top of that, and lastly, Naruto has the curse mark. And there's reasons for this. Think of it this way. Who in their right mind would turn down the soul of a city-busting demon on top of redonkulous stamina? Yeah, Orochimaru would have to be insane to let that pass him by. That said, let's stop wasting time and continue where we left off. This is part 3 of What If Sasuke Died. After Orochimaru disappeared, Sakura collects her unconscious teammates and takes refuge under a tree so they can recuperate. Back in the original anime at this point, Sakura was so exhausted she could barely keep herself awake. But in this timeline, she does have a little bit more stamina, but she's still tired. She's just not as tired as she is in the original. The Sound Ninja arrive, challenging Sakura so they can get to Naruto and kill him. Sakura has a little bit more energy, and thus was able to be a bit more thorough with her trap setting. So she's able to hold off the Sound Ninja a bit longer until Lee arrives. In fact, in this timeline, Sakura has just enough power to fight alongside Lee. Meanwhile, on the sidelines, Ino, Shikamaru, and Choji are hiding in a bush watching things unfold like they do in the original. And why not? The part where Sakura cuts her hair is also in this story too. Only it's less about her weakness, she's not weak in this timeline by much, and more about protecting Naruto. Oh, and Sai too. Ino and her team do step in like they do in the original, and the rest plays out like it does in the anime as well. That is until Naruto wakes up. His newly received curse mark is active, and he lays the smackdown on the Sound Ninja. Now, does this mean Naruto is going to become crazy evil or just outright insane? No! Naruto is much more kinder-natured than Sasuke. Although he does have a curse mark now, it's not really going to affect him in the same way as Sasuke. I would think that this curse mark just makes him a bit more aggressive, so think of it more of a berserker mode. Naruto is just going to be a bit more violent when he uses it. Getting back to the fight, Naruto is laying it on hard on the Sound Ninja. And like in the original, they surrender and forfeit their Earth Scroll. Which means Team 7 now has both the Earth Scroll and the Heaven Scroll and are ready to complete the exams much earlier than they do in the original. By 2 days even. Does Sakura hug Naruto like she did Sasuke in the original to try to turn the curse mark off, for lack of a better word? Well, yes, of course. She's more concerned about him. And even at this point, she's really worried about him. He's not really acting like himself. This, of course, works. I am still very bewildered why that worked in the anime. And Naruto is back to his goofy old self again. Sai wakes up shortly after. And when he does, Naruto, Sakura, and Sai take their scrolls, say goodbye to the others, and make their way to the tower. They are the first to arrive there, which makes them the record holders for completing the second portion of the Chunin exams. They are of course followed shortly after by the Sand Siblings, and then later on, Kiba's group. Having arrived at least 2 days early does allow them to essentially recuperate a bit more, allow them to rest up before the big fight. So, their time in the preliminaries of the third part of the exams actually runs a lot more smoothly for them than you would think. Also, having had a bit more training prior to this point also helps them quite a bit as well. Now, before we get too far ahead of ourselves, the part where they talk to Iruka-sensei after completing this leg of the exam does happen as per normal. But there are a few variations here too. When Iruka-sensei mentions strengthening the body to physically strengthen oneself, Sakura takes her time to reflect upon herself a little bit. She notices that, yeah, she is a little bit stronger because of her training now. Huh. Maybe she should keep that up. It could help her out later down the line. So, yeah, Sakura's going to be doing a lot more training later on. After the time has run out for the survival portion, the last 20 genin gather up in the preliminary arena, so they can prepare for the last leg of the Chunin exam. Worried about the curse mark and his own safety, Sakura urges Naruto to drop out, but he refuses, saying that he feels fine. Don't worry about him. They've come this far after all, there's no point in turning back now. Naruto seems okay. The curse mark doesn't seem to be bothering him in any way. It's not even hurting. But still, Sakura persists to get him to drop out, and Naruto keeps refusing. Unbeknownst to any of them, the Kyuubi within Naruto is competing for dominance against the curse mark. Hence why it's not really affecting Naruto all that much. So, in the end, the Kyuubi would win, and the curse mark doesn't go away. It's just going to be less of a hindrance once Naruto gets the hang of using it. Again, Berserker mode and all. We do get the part where Kabuto drops out, but only difference here is no one really seems to care. After all, he didn't spend as much time with Naruto, Sakura, or even Sai, so they don't really have that connection with him. So, bye Kabuto, see you in part 5. Now, before we actually cover the preliminaries, I want to say a few things first. First off, I'm going to just mention the stuff that specifically mentions Team 7, or at least has some involvement with them. Because everything else seems to just play out as it does in the anime. Secondly, although I do like some characters more than others in this show, this is practically my unbiased opinion on what might happen in this situation. So, please, go easy on me. And third, even if you don't see something you like, just remember that none of this is canon. It's just fun to speculate. Come on, I have to take some liberties after all. That said, let's take a look at the preliminaries of the final part of the Chunin exams. Sai does not have the same combat style as Sasuke, but he does have more combat experience, and isn't being hindered by a curse mark. So unlike the original story, Sai has a much easier time taking down this henchman and takes the win. Part of Ino is disappointed that she's not fighting Naruto. After all, she still thinks he's responsible for Sasuke's death, even though he's not. But she'll have to deal with Sakura first. After all, she also thinks Sakura is partially responsible. So, the beginning of this fight starts off as it does in the original. However, Sakura's had more time to rest than Ino, and has more combat experience. So, Sakura has a much greater edge over Ino. In addition, she has learned a new trick due to her training, the Shadow Clone Jutsu. That's right, in this timeline, she can use it. Although, she doesn't have quite the mastery over it. She cannot make entire legions of Shadow Clones just yet. She can probably make like maybe 5, maybe 10 at the most. But still, she has the ability to use it. Sakura's fighting hard for this fight. She needs to defend Naruto's honor as well as the reputation of Team 7. Ino tries to use her mind transfer jutsu, but it doesn't quite work because she can't really tell which Sakura's the real her. She's confused, disoriented, and is being overwhelmed by the clones, allowing Sakura to take her down and giving Sakura a place in the finals. This fight happens fairly similar to it does in the original, but Naruto has had a much longer time to recover, so the gap between their stamina is less and less noticeable. Also, Naruto has the curse mark, so he has a much greater power increase and is able to keep up with Kiba's speed. Naruto of course wins, then goes with Kakashi to get his curse mark sealed. After the process is complete, Naruto is a bit winded, but he is still fully conscious. So, there's no real need for him to be in the hospital later on. Yeah, he's a little tired, but a good night's rest and he'll be fine. Although there isn't a Team 7 member in this fight, it is missing a key element. Naruto is not there to cheer on Hinata. This means that Naruto doesn't get to see what happens here. And without Naruto there, Hinata doesn't have the strength to survive this fight. So, her injuries are much more fatal, and Neji takes the win. This is an action that's going to have major repercussions later down the line. After the preliminaries, we of course get the bit where our finalists see the lineup. But the only key difference is that Shikamaru fights Temari, kinda like how he does in the original, but only this time it's scheduled to be that way. And Sakura goes off against Dosu. A day later, we cut to Naruto and Sakura looking for Kakashi. Reason being, Naruto wants to train with Kakashi like he does in the original, and Sakura not only wants to train with Naruto, but wants to keep an eye on him as well. In the original, Kakashi didn't train Naruto because he was training Sasuke. But here, there is no Sasuke. But we do, however, have Kabuto to worry about. And he might pose some problems, so Kakashi's going to be staying in the village to go try and hunt him down. Now, we do meet Ibusu, but this interaction is very different. We of course get the part where Naruto says he doesn't want Ibusu to train him because of their history, but Sakura says it's better than not having anyone train them at all. So Naruto relents and just follows Ibusu, and Sakura goes with him. After having ramen for lunch, yes, that does still happen, they go right to the hot springs and begin the water walking training. Sakura of course gets it right away, but Naruto is struggling. Sakura isn't too keen on training Naruto this way, but on the other hand, it's surprisingly effective in a way. But to help mitigate some of the pain he's feeling, she tries to help him train. It helps, but he still struggles a little bit. It's just that he's getting it a bit faster. While Naruto and Sakura are training, Ibusu notices a man peeping on girls in the bathhouse. So, he tries to do something about it, And thus, we get the introduction of Jiraiya the Toad Sage. And that is where we are going to leave things for now. I think it goes without saying that this is the most ridiculous part so far. And that's saying something. I mean, who knows what's going to happen next? I mean, how could you possibly top Hinata freaking dying in the tuning exams and Sakura meeting Jiraiya early? Well, I guess we'll have to find out next time. And to think, all this happened just from killing Sasuke in his fight against Haku. Yikes, I'd hate to picture what would happen if he died earlier. That's going to be it for this video. Thank you all for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon to keep up with all notifications. I'll see you all next time in the next part.